Ladies and gentlemen, Summon Arena wrapped up. I guess it would have been last Thursday, so this is Season 10 that just concluded. And in this video, we're just going to go over how I did in the Summit rounds. I didn't record any of my Group Stage 1, my Group Stage 2, any of the early stuff because it was just, you're not going to learn anything from that. So this is going to be kind of like an encapsulation of the current meta in PvP. So we're going to go through it now that it's done and kind of like walk you through my thought processes, although there's not a lot of thought processes in Summon Arena because it is pretty much all RNG. But we'll show you my teams and whatnot. We'll show you the fights. We'll see if there was anything that was surprising. I did not make the finals this round. I made top, 3 or 4. You see there's me over in the corner. You know, my shiny Caraxia. Didn't make the finals this round, but GG. A good game to Mad Trooper, who I fought again. I faced him in the semis in Season 9 and was able to make the finals. We met up again in the semifinals of Season 10, but RNG went his way because, as you know, in Summon Arena, you can hide your teams, and then it's let the chips fall where they may, what teams fight what teams. So let's go in here. You can see this is the board for the Summon Arena. I'm in NA 28. We do have a lot of Rev members still in here, a lot of people in my alliance. Rev Grimlock up here. He was the only Rev in this bracket of 4. We got Rev Darkology down here. He's a really good player as well. We got Doley and myself down in the bottom right-hand corner, and then up top we got Rev Elrin, whatever. So yeah, I knew as soon as I saw Mad Trooper on my side of the board, I was like, God damn it. You know, and I called it out right in the Summon Arena guild or Summon Arena chat that he was going to win. And he did, so my prediction came true. So let's start at the bottom. Rev Jukro. So there was 3 Rev members all clustered down here in this first 4 in the bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, he is in Rev 3, and he's in NA 32. So let's check it out. So I don't think I even paid attention. I didn't swap any teams at the last minute here. These are my team comps that I have in for the Summit round. So I have tanks with res. The reason why it is res in here with the tanks and not a healer is because putting res in here will help counter the hunter counter. So there is a hunter team counter to tanks that works quite consistently. But if I have Miranda in here, then it does not work. The only thing that can screw it up is me putting in my own res to mess with the hunter's turn meter. So that's my tank team. The prototypes, which are under my head, I guess I can move this really quickly. I do have a maxed Titan Hammer, and then I am still running this purple one that ups the shields that the tanks give themselves. And then I just got in this Healing Horn, which is my next highest stat prototype. And then we go to my Assassin team. And look at that, my Assassin team lost to his Summoner team. But I do have I have Annihilation. I have an almost maxed Cloak, and I have a maxed Revitalization Crystal. So I do have really good prototypes. And I do have a Caraxia. I do have a maxed Rickert. I got a really good Dominic. Immortal 2 Fiona. A Hyper Evolved Helentis. So a good team. And yeah, the Summoners can beat it. The Summoners definitely can beat Assassins. And as we'll see, well, I guess you probably won't see, but in the lead up to Summon Arena and in Hell Arena, I do run my Summoners into Assassins if I see them. And then my Summoner team, which is pretty much stacked. Servali's Immortal 5, Daniel's Immortal 5, Ampu's Immortal 5, Sif's Immortal 1, Dorali's Immortal 2. All hyper-evolved, except for Sorley, who's hyper-evolved. Well, she's hyper-evolved, but she's only 101. She's actually 120 now at the time of this recording. And we went up against tanks, and the tanks lost. So the tanks, he was running a Fiona, which is weird. The opponent was running just typical summoners, nothing great. Immo 0, Dorley Immo 0 Sif, and he still beat my Caraxia Assassins team, which was kind of crazy. And then he was running Energy, which I don't really advocate running Energy in Summit right now because just too much stuff beats them. Summoners can beat them. Assassins beat them. tanks beat them. Too much beats energy. If you want to use it on offense in the run-up to the summit rounds, cool. But I don't think it's a really good idea to use energy on defense at all in the summit arena. So let's watch this summoner team versus tanks. Now, normally summoners should not beat tanks. So let's see what happened. Because I could have got knocked out easily here in this first round. Because tanks should beat summoners. Let's see who he chucks into the back. But if the summoners had lost, I'd been out. I've been out in the top 16. That was it. So let's see what happens here. Alright. So he is chucking, it looks like Womagon to my back line. Yeah, there goes Womagon. So I do advocate... Let me turn the volume down here. I do advocate chucking Pandemonium, because Pandemonium's gonna do his little... I don't know. I think Pandemonium's better to chuck in the back. So let's see what happens here. Who's left? Dan's almost dead, because Wami almost killed him. But Doley and... or Doragon and Gobo are up here just annihilating the rest of his tanks. That's probably why. So you want Panda at the back, because if Panda dies, or he's stun locked like this, then he's not getting any ultimates off, and then the tanks aren't doing anything. So the fact that I'm just basically with Gobo and Doragon, I'm just keeping Panda up here stunned, doing nothing, and not doing his nuclear or magnetic shocks, and then the rest of the tank team just dies. So that's what happened there. Always chuck your Panda to the back, because then your Panda is going to be kind of like, yeah, the other summoners are going to focus on the front. They're going to be focused going forward on everybody else, and Panda's going to be back by himself, kind of protected. So this is a mistake on his formation, I do believe. Otherwise, he could have beat me here if he had chucked Panda to the back. So cool. Well, I won that one. Now let's see what happens with this assassins versus summoners. I'm curious to see how I got leveled here. So Doragon just comes out, stuns everyone, and then we got Gobo here. And Gobo is just going to kill my Fiona right there. Right there. Boom. Done. And that's probably it. If you can get to Fiona, I think they're good to go. That's how the summoners are probably beating assassins. Because without Fiona buffing up all of their attack and shielding them, it's basically just like it used to be. Summoners just stomp on assassins. And you see, I only have Rickert and Dominic left. And that's not going to fly. Craxie is up again. She gets her revive. But obviously, no Fiona. I'm just sitting duck. And I'm dead. I don't think I... 1, 2, 3... Well, I think I killed Dora Lee and I killed Sorvali. But, you know, the ones that count... Daniel, Ampu, and Sif are still on the board. So, GG on that one. 7.5 assassins versus 5.7 summoners. And the summoners took it. So, $3,500 paperweight. So, now here's tanks versus energy. You guys, this one's going to be a really, really easy one. No surprises here. I'm going to chuck Pandemonium to the back. And then he just killed Jaina. And now he's going to just kill... Odd that he has Ravenna in here on an energy team. But yeah, this you knew how this was gonna go. I got Rez in here. He's just on auto, so he's given Wami. And Wami just did an AoE. Now he's gonna do another AoE, and now the whole team's dead. No surprises on that one. Yes, my head is covering up the damage meter. You don't need to see the damage meter. This is more about the fights themselves. So that was round one. Now it was me versus Dockley. So I did switch up my lineup to fight Dockley. I did switch up the formations of the teams themselves. Just to throw them off a little bit. But I didn't go back in the last second and switch the top team. I didn't, like, you can kind of maximize. So you can kind of try to bait them, showing one team, which I guess in this case was tanks. So what could he use to beat tanks? Well, he could maybe put his tank team up with my tank team. Oh, no, I have summoners up top here. So there's what I did. So then he put his tank team up here. So what I could have done at the last second, knowing that tanks were up, like I'm talking literally the last 5 seconds before the match starts, I could have moved my assassins up to the top, which will kill his tanks, to try to ensure that at least I get that top win, and then it's RNG on the bottom if I get another win. But I didn't do that. So he did get the free lunch with my summoners up top here with his tanks up top. But luckily looks like he had, so he doesn't have a summoner team, which is odd because he would know that I have assassins. So odd. He just chose to use a Vanguard team. So let's look at his, he's got a Marauder with crit rate with damage reduction. It's an odd choice. Full gluttony, that's fine. Let's look at a Sif. You know, two immortal pieces, 2 tempered pieces. But Vanguard teams, like, what are Vanguard teams beating? Like, are they beating summoners? Maybe with Sif they beat summoners. But unlucky for him, his Vanguard team went up against the tank team, and you know that's gonna go only one way every way. And then he does have assassins. He does have an Immortal 1 Hyper-Evolved Motoko, but his assassins went up against my assassins. 7.5 versus 7.4. That's going to be an interesting team to fight. He has maxed out everything on his prototypes there. He's got maxed out everything on his prototypes. He has maxed out all prototypes. Doley spends a little bit of money. You see his tanks. They are Immortal 5 across the board. He's got Immortal 5 Dom, Immortal 5 Rick. Everybody's Hyper-Evolved. He's got Legendary 1 Caraxia. Doley is no slouch. He is a good opponent. So let's start at the bottom. Let's go Assassins versus Assassins, see how this go. So basically a mirror match, but he's running Motoko and I am running Halentus. So this is his damage meter. But you see his Motoko is dead right away. Something's going on there. I don't know if she's good at PvP or not. And then Fiona's dead, and now his Caraxia is dead. And it doesn't look like I have anybody dead. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my team. My team's all still up. And he's got 2. So, yeah, just didn't go his way. Assassins versus Assassins. About equal power. Whoa, 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 whoa. I only had 1 guy left. Let's go back. So I thought I was doing really well. But that actually came down to 1 unit. So, there you go. His Motoko's dead. I still have 5 units up. His Fiona's dead. I still have 5 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're working on Rick. Okay, so now he's actually killed one of my units. So he's still got Caraxia and Dom up. Yeah, now I only have Caraxia and Dom up versus his Dom. And there he just nuked my Caraxia. That actually was quite close. GG Doley. That could have totally went the other direction. I was down to 1 unit left. That's cool. Alright, so let's see these Vanguards in action versus my tanks, even though they're not going to last that long, 19 seconds. But had he paired up with my summoners, maybe he should have left his Vanguard up top to counter my summoners if that's what they do. So boom, as soon as I go off, look at the health meters of all his units. They're just disappearing. Yeah. Looks like they might kill my res. Nope, nope. And then Caraxia's Arcadia died. Tanks versus Vanguards. That's only gonna go, like I said, 1 way every way. 19 seconds. Okay, so now tanks versus summoners. This is the fight that he won. Let's see how close I get, though. So he is chucking... Who? He chucked his Wamagon to the back. Again, I don't really like that. But he's got maxed out tanks. And as soon as his Wamagon goes, my Dan's dead. My Dan and my Ampu are just going to die. So here he goes, and whack. He killed Dan's bear. And Doley's going down. Doley and Dan are dead. Did I kill anybody? No. No. Look at, didn't kill anybody. He annihilated me on that one, but luckily I went 2-1 and I progressed further. So, GG Doley. Good job, bud. We'll meet again next month, don't you worry. Okay, so now the last one, the semifinals. Caraxia versus Caraxia. Season 9 winner versus the eventual Season 10 winner. Mad Trooper versus Dialar. And When we met up in the semifinals in Season 9, I think I swept him as well. I do believe, I could be wrong, but I do believe I swept him there. Just got lucky. And we had the way that we matched up in Season 9, he should have beat me, but just RNG was on my side, in my favor, and I progressed in Season 9. So let's see how it went. You see here, he swept me. Completely swept me. So he's got maxed out summoners. He's got maxed out tanks. He's got almost maxed out assassins, and he's got his Ares with his assassins. So no Rickert. He's running Motoko in for Rickert, which is an interesting ploy. Cotton, a bold move, Cotton. Let's check out his Ares. Oh yeah, he's built correctly. This is the Oracle build that I made a video out. So it is damage reduction through the hilt. I do believe that is HP, damage reduction boots, and then you want to temper the boots first to give you your 50% HP. Right? You want to take them up to tempered or immortal 2 as quick as possible. So that's cool. That's cool. So let's see, tanks. Yeah, tanks versus assassins. That was never going to work. So the only way that I think that I could have maybe beat him here was had my assassins paired up with his tanks, and then my tanks paired up against his summoners. And then so assassins. If it would have went assassins versus his tanks, I probably would have took him. If it would have been my tanks versus his summoners, I probably would have took him, and it would have went my way. So in the semifinals, all of your teams are hidden. So you can kind of like look back in the history, just trying to guess where your opponent is. And I switched up my team placements every time. So he had to kind of it was just RNG. We just throw him to the wind. So in this case, yeah, his summoners went up against my assassins, and they beat me, because they will. His tanks went up against my summoners, and he beat me, because they will. And then his assassins went up against my tanks, and he beat me, because they will. So it just, the chips fell where they fell, and I was taken down. So let's see his assassins take out my tanks, which they're just gonna annihilate me, right? Basically. So I chuck Panda to the back. Do I kill his Fiona? No, because she's immortal, or she's immune to damage, invincible. Yeah, immune. Just wasted an ult. Didn't do nothing to his assassins. Have I even touched? I don't think I've even hurt them yet. No, I'm looking at the health bars down in the bottom right-hand corner. I haven't even... now, I finally take one hit on Caraxia, but my whole team's dead. And yeah, I think I got a good pot shot in on Motoko, but his assassins just wiped the floor with me. So, tanks versus summoners, yeah, that's not going to work. But let's see. So he's chucking Panda to the back, as he should, like a good man. There goes Panda, stuns everyone, gets off his ground and pound, boom, boom, boom. Look at Dan, Ampu are dead. And now I'm left with, what, Ampu and a Doragon. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. And I'm dead. That went how it's going to go. And then summoners versus assassins. Now, let's see if my Fiona dies quickly. So there's my Fiona right up here. So there goes Doragon to the back. Stuns everybody. Right? And then look, here's Gobo sitting here. And Doragon up here. And then Dominic's going to take off. And now they're just going to kill my Fiona. Boom. There you go. Fiona is down. There she goes. And that's it. That's GG. Lights out. Summoners versus assassins. That's how it goes. Now I got no support. Keeping my team safe. So I do try to put Fiona at the back to try to keep her away from the Gobo and the Doragon as much as possible. But no. No. They just steamrolled me. As they should. Well-developed summoner team is going to do that to a maxed out Caraxia team. Even though my team's not maxed out, but it's a good team. Like, it is a Caraxia assassin team. Dom's Immortal 3. Let's see how he's got his... Oh, yeah. Maxed out Sif. There you go. Yep, that's what you want to do. Good job, bud. GG. Let's check out full Vig. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and at the time of doing this, I don't believe I had... Oh, I did have a fully tempered Sif, so right on. But yeah, it just the teams landed where they may. You know, RNG was not in my favor. And he swept me. 3-0. 3-0. And then, luckily, or as I called it, Mad Trooper went on to win the whole thing. So let's just briefly, what are we? We're 20 minutes in. Let's briefly go and see if we can find anything interesting. So what is this? Tanks versus tanks. That's not fun. Assassins versus assassins, but he's got Caraxia. That's not fun. And then this is what? Vanguards with Sif versus... Here we go. Vanguards versus Sif versus Summoners. Not a maxed out Summoner team by any means, but the 7.3 versus 4.6. I don't know. Let's see this. The Vanguard versus Summoners. So that's a thing now, huh? So I'm seeing, like we saw in that other guy's fight, he did put, I think it was Dockley, I can't remember who, but had Sif with Vanguards. And this is a maxed out Vanguard team. Good job, Bad Juju. Spends a lot of money. Again, Surge with damage reduction. That's how you want to build them. I call that the Oracle build. Let's just see how this goes. Because normally Vanguards, or Summoners, should just nuke Vanguards. So, is it Sif? Like, where's Gobo? There's their Gobo right there in the middle of the screen. So, I'm assuming, yeah, all the Summoners just died and nobody's taken any damage yet. So, he's running Miranda. That's interesting, too. It's just the three Uber Vanguards, Miranda and Sif, and they didn't even take any damage. That's kind of incredible. Well, that was cool. Okay, well, right on there. Let's go look at the semifinal on the left side. So, Bad Juju again. Tanks versus... tanks? This guy put a hodgepodge tanks and hunters. I don't like that. We're not going to look at that. Look at here. Maxed out Summoners versus Assassins. Summoners beat it. Not a Caraxia team, though, so they should beat that. No, every time, right? And then his Vanguard versus Summoners again. And look at this. This is a almost maxed out Summoner team that Bubbly Ho had set down. So he has, yeah, maxed out Sif. He dumped a bunch of cash into this fully immortal gear on this Sif X30 across the board. 7.1 versus 6.6. This is cool. This might be a thing, ladies and gentlemen. This might be a cool thing. I like this. I do like this. But I do also like running... Oh, wait. No, he does not have his Sif. Bad Juju does not have his Sif in this team now. He put his Sif back up with a Summoner team up against Assassins. So, what is this now? So, this is just 3 Vanguards. He's not running Assassins at all now. He's got 3 Vanguards and his 2 support, and it still beat a maxed out Summoner team. Cool, let's check it out. So, what happens here? So, there's Sif and Doragon up front. Let's put 1 speed. So, it looks like... I don't know who is that. That's Sif right there. You see Sif got yanked in by Barag. And Sif's just going to get nuked. And she's gone. And, whoa, what just happened? What just destroyed Ampu and Sorvali in the back? Let's go back and watch that. 'Cause that's cool. Alright. Oh, wrong one. Oh, wrong one. That's the assassin fight. I want to see that Vanguard versus Summoner. Okay, let's see that. 19 seconds. Wow. So what kills Dan and Sorvali? Is it Ares coming back here? Let's see. So yeah, there's look at Sif just got dragged into the fray. So there's Ares goes. Boom. Ooh. Oh yeah, that was Ares just nuked Dan. Wow. Wow. And then what? Was that Barag that just nuked everyone else? That's crazy. That's cool. That is really, really cool. I like that. And look at their team again. Hasn't taken like any damage. And Fiona does work really, really well with Vanguard. So that's cool. I like that. I like that Vanguard team. I do. I'm going to have to keep that in mind. Because what do I usually run right now? What do I got? I got tanks, I got assassins, and I got summoners. I'm not using vanguards at all. But what would I want to... I don't want to remove my tanks. I suppose I suppose on defense, but then I like to run summoners up because you guys have seen summoners can beat maxed out assassin teams. So that gives you guys some options. That is the current pinnacle of PvP at the time of the recording. So in October. So let's see how the main event went. So Bad Juju, he had that same Vanguard doubles support team. Did destroy Mad Trooper's maxed out summoner team. So easy win there. And then he had tanks, basically a mirror match. And look at both of these guys, maxed out tanks, a mirror match, and Mad Trooper took it. And then he had maxed out summoners, did not beat Troopers assassins. So that's crazy. We've seen summoners just stomp on assassins so far, and now they did not. They did not. Maxed out prototypes. So what happened here? What happened? Is it Motoko? Because he's not running a Rick. He's running no Rick. So boom. Oh, he's running Ares though, right? So far right now, all of the summoners are down here. They're all good. Although Sorvali got sucked up here. So looks like they're focusing on Ampu. So Motoko's back there. Motoko's not dead. Motoko is actually, I think Motoko down here just nuked Dan and Ampu. So I have heard from, was it Pal? The assassin aficionado in my alliance. That a maxed out Otoko is actually freaking amazing in PvP. And I think we witnessed it there. Because here she goes. Where is she? I hear her going off. She's down here. Just killing people. Is she down there? I don't know where she is. She's right. Yeah, she's right down there. So Sif's dead. So that's cool. A lot of stuff going on. You know, so if people say it's just the same teams versus the same teams, it's not. Because we've seen a couple variations here. Look, we got a full Vanguard double support team there. And then we got Assassins with Motoko. No Rick. No Rick. But he's got a maxed out Ares. Maxed out Ares is a freaking beast, man. We're seeing it in this team. That's the common denominator here. We're seeing a maxed out Ares in this Vanguard team. We're seeing a maxed out Ares in this Assassin team. And yeah, it is lovely. It is a thing of beauty. Did Trooper use that weird Assassin team on me? Yes, he did. And it beat the tanks. Although the Assassins are going to beat tanks anyway. So cool. I think we'll wrap it up right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is Summon Arena. Basically a Summon Arena recap for Season 10. October. Although this was actually truly September. But we'll call it Season 10 anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you thought, or tell me what you think down in the comment section of this video. I know a lot of people don't like PvP, but this is high-end tip of the spear PvP. Yeah, I'm guessing this is gonna get 400 views, but yeah, it is what it is. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers, peace, bye bye. Oh, where's my button? There it is. Later.